Okay, today is the day. I got in my Cyclops H4 3800 lumen high-low beam LED headlight modules today. I've already opened one of the packages. Inside the box you'll get this. This just simply consists of a little package with the spacers, but they suggest that you don't use it first, that you try it without them to see how things are. And all those really turn out to be is just a couple of little cardboard looking things. They're not rubber, I don't believe. They're just, they say one's a quarter and one's an eighth, I think. Anyway, I won't be using those right now. Put them in, then tonight after it gets dark I'll take the bike for a ride. Also inside is the little instructions. Just simple, just a little one sheet piece of paper. Color pictures. Pretty straightforward. Tells you about taking the base off and putting it inside the headlight bucket. At the bottom it does say that if your vehicle uses a rubber boot between the bulb and the connector, that should be able to be reused. Sometimes a slight modification is necessary. I don't know about the Triumph Tiger, so we'll wait until we get it taken apart and see what it says. And then after the directions, you've got inside this little styrofoam package, the headlight, the base. I already took it off one to see how easy it was. And it's not exactly easy with bare hands, but that metal's a little sharp. And then just the bulb and the little module with it. So what I was going to do, I was going to take off the whole bucket from the front of the bike. But after looking at things, I think that might be overkill. It's not terribly hard to get it off. From what I understand by looking at the book, these white covers will come off. Some bolts back here. There's some of those that hold the bucket to the frame. And you take off the connectors and pull it out. But upon looking at the situation, right here, might be kind of hard to see, but right here is where the headlight is on the left side, and then over on the right, it's right here. So you just take those caps off, and they're pretty easy to get to. I mean, I don't have the biggest hands, but they're not small either, but I can get in there pretty easy. Just twist that cap off, and I'm right-handed, so it's a little hard to do on my left. Yeah, that just comes off. Here it is. And then inside is your headlight connector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this side out, see how easy it is, and see if I can do it without taking the headlight bucket off. I thought that it might be easier to take the headlight bucket off just to show y'all how these go in, but like I said, that might not be necessary. It might just be okay. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to come back in a minute after I got it out and let y'all know how it was. Alright, well, only about a minute's passed since I paused this video, and it wasn't terribly hard. This connector pulls off the back, and then that little spring clip, you just pry out each side, push it out of the way, and then now the bulb should, yes indeed, come right out. So there we have it. There's the halogen bulb. Set that aside. Let me get the new LED out. Hold on a second. Alright, there's the new LED. For comparison purposes, here is the halogen bulb as it relates to the new LED. They're very similar in size, even with the fan on the back. The module here, this, whatever you call this thing, I thought that was going to be quite a bit bigger than it is. It's really not that big at all. Let's give you some comparison. It would be good here. Yeah, master cylinder. A little bit smaller than that, but it's really thin. Should fit in the bucket nicely. Let me go ahead and get this installed and let you know how this side goes. You can see after everything's pulled out, you see straight through the bucket. So, pretty simple. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. That little ring that you take off the LED, that goes in first, and then you put your little spring clips back around it to hold it in place, and then the bulb's going to insert into that. And then when the bulb inserts, you turn it in one direction, I believe it's clockwise, to put it back in, and that locks it into the base that you just installed. So I'm going to do that part now. I should add that the base of the bulb has got 2 notches on it. Might be a little hard to see, but there's a small one right here, and then 180 degrees on the other side of the bulb is a little bit of a larger one. And the base that we just put in has got the corresponding notches in it. So this only goes in one way. You don't have to worry about getting it messed up and putting it in the wrong way. Alright, what I'm about to show you probably isn't going to come through very well on the camera, especially since I've got the headlight protector in place. But there's the bulb. I put it in. I can see there's a glare there. The 2 notches, they go right in there. They line up perfectly. Once you get it in, you give it a little quarter of a turn and it locks it right into place. So there's a new bulb installed. I haven't done the wiring part of it yet, but looks pretty good. Come back in a second. Okay, good. I've encountered my first hiccup. There is an issue with this module going into the bucket if you put in your LED light first, like I did. So that little slip up is going to cost me a couple of minutes. I got to pull the bulb back out, put this module in, and then reinstall the bulb. Apparently there's just not quite enough room to get this module past the fan. So figured I'd show that to y'all now. That's not going to go in there. So don't do that. Don't put your bulb in first. Fish this wire and harness and your module down inside the bucket, and then put your bulb in. Leave just the end exposed so it can plug into this part here. So these 2 can plug in. Okay. I keep telling you to hold on a second, but really what I'm doing is stopping the video, and when I piece this all together to put online, you're not going to know there's any lapse. So it's kind of funny to me, but I'm silly like that. So hold on a minute. Alright, that was ridiculously simple. The bulb came right out real easy. I fished it in there. It's been about 30 seconds since the last clip, and now you see that we've got the wire and harness from the LED module and the original OEM harness. Those 2 will just go together like peanut butter and jelly, and we should have a working headlight. So I can't do it with one hand, but hold on a minute. Be right back. Actually, you know what? Let me see. I can prop this phone up here and still get a little video for you. I apologize for this how-to video. It's not really professional studio made, is it? But you know what? It ain't costing you nothing. Alright. What we got here is the original factory, the Cyclops. There we goes the phone. Figured out what happened. Wait, hold on. This might be funky, but we'll see. Okay, that's together. That's pushed together nicely. Now let's see if it needs. Now let me see if that's enough space there to get the little bucket back on. It does have some depth to it, so it might be fine the way that it is. You want to keep this cap on there because it's what waterproofs everything. So that goes in. Little clip. Alright, I'm seeing some white ring gasket here, so that ain't, I don't like that. You know what I should have done? I probably should have connected that together and shoved that down inside the bucket first too. So you're seeing mistake number 2. I just don't know how easy that would be to do. Yeah, I'm still seeing that white. Alright, time out again. Alright, here's where I'm at the moment. I pulled the bulb back out. My connectors are still right there, right on top of it. Now, what I'm going to do is see if... Oh yeah, nice. That fit right up inside here in the upper corner. Just kind of pushed it up in there. Looks like I still got room for the module. Let's see, here's the headlight bulb. Let's see if it slides in. There's the notches. Let's go around to the front, see if you can see this at all. There's the bulb's in there. You give it a little quarter turn, locked in place. And my bulb again. My backside with no connectors hanging out, nothing blocking that fan. Now let's see how this little seal cover, get my notches right, goes in. Oh yeah, much easier. Little quarter turn, locked in. No more white gasket sticking out. I can see the white gasket, but it's not sticking out. Before it was sticking out right above it. So now we're all connected. This might not be a good idea, but we're gonna do it anyhow. I'm gonna turn on the bike, turn the key on anyway, and see. Oh, you know what? The headlights don't come on without the engine running, does it? No, it does not. Okay, well hey, let's start it up. I'm curious to know how these things look compared to each other. I still got the halogen in the right side. Let's give her a little... Ooh, I like it. Look how bright that left side is compared to the yellow side over here. Hope I'm not blinding it with the camera. So that's one side done. I like it. All in all, I think I've done about 10 minutes on it, and that's for making mistakes. The other side should be a snap, and I know what not to do. Okay, well I'm going to do that real quick. Do this other side. Actually, this side might be a little easier. Seems like it's a little bit more open. So let me take a look at that. Sit tight. I just wanted to give you a little reference. All I've done is I've pulled the cap off. That's OEM. There's the cap sitting there. And the time is, in sunny Florida right now, 2:04 p.m. on Friday the 2nd, or February 12th. So I'm going to go start to finish right now. I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to install that headlight bulb into the bucket, get it all wired up with the cap back on, and we'll let you know how long it takes. So now I just blab for a few seconds. It's still 2:04 and 30 seconds. Sit tight. Alright guys, I'm going to bring you in a mix for a little bit because it's 2:09, almost 2:10, which means 7 minutes has gone by. And I should be done, but actually this time I'm having a bear of a time getting those two connectors to fit up into a corner of the headlight bucket. You see everything's installed, there's this light bulb waiting to go in, but I'm dealing with quite a bit of resistance. So I'm going to keep fiddling with that for a minute, but this, shouldn't take this long. I should be done by now, and bragging about how it took me 5 minutes, but it's going to take me 10, so stand by. Okay, this side did not go error-free, and right now I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit annoyed with myself. I know it's not focusing in very well right now. Let's see if I can help it. The base, that goes in one way. Well, that's not exactly accurate. It will go in two ways. One way is right, one way is wrong. What you're looking at is the wrong way. The screw heads See those little tiny Phillips screw heads on the metal base? I should not be seeing those. They should be facing out to the front. I got the bucket in, the base end backwards in the bucket. I just discovered that after I went ahead and got everything fished up inside the bucket, put my bulb in, tried to snap it in place, it didn't snap. So we're going to add a couple of minutes to my time. That's what you get for showing off. Don't show off, people. It ain't worth it. You end up looking like a fool anyway, because right now we're at 2:14. Alright, let's call this a draw. Give me a minute and I'll see if I can get it fixed. Alright, we're at 2:15:32 and everything's back together. That wasn't a big deal, but I should have known something was wrong the first time that I had it in backwards, because when I went to try to put the spring clips, I had to struggle with them. It was a little harder to push into place. I did it, but it was brute force. When the base is in there correctly, those little spring clips that hold in the bulb go on much simpler. So if you get any resistance, check your base. You might have it flipped around. So when you come to the front here, excuse the bugs, it's buggy season in Florida. There we are. One LED light, two LED lights. And if you'd like, let's take a look, see how they look. This is, now, keep in mind, it's broad daylight. As you know, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the east coast of the United States, Central Florida. This is Florida Explorer. All right, give her a go. Oh yeah, I like it a lot. They look good. Now it's going to get dark. Now we have to adjust them, I don't know, but probably not. Those are nice, white, crisp bulbs. University of Florida Gators. That's where I hooked up my GoPro. I'm doing a helmet mount now, but I'm going to be doing some videos, and I wanted to have a GoPro installed, so that's where that goes. While I got your attention, I'll just give you a little rundown on some of the other things. Here's the rocks risers, the bark busters. I went with the Storm plastics because they're bigger. They offer more protection. Storm. Like 40 bucks, I think, off Revzilla, maybe it was. Could have been Twisted Throttle, I don't recall. One of them had them, the other one didn't. Got the grip puppies, got the GoPro remote, got the phone mount, which I really like. I like having the phone up there so I can see it. I used to use it as my GPS, but there's my GPS now. Now that's where it goes. As you all know, or some of you know, I got the OEM luggage. My Russell Daylong saddle, which is all day comfort. Here we got the SW Motec crash bars, the Triumph lowers. Oh, the Batson bracket for the GPS and the windshield, allowing it to move better up and down instead of just back and forth. And oh, also today I got this in. That's the tank pad. Gonna put that right there. So I'm not gonna bother showing you that. This is a pretty simple install. It's peel and stick. And that's it. There she sits. Let me give you a little backup view. There she is. Beautiful bike. Really love it. But if you've got one, you already know that you love it. I don't need to tell you. There we are. Cyclops H4 3800 lumen high-low beam LED light bulb installation in a 2014 Triumph Tiger Explorer. The greatest bike ever made. If you don't believe me, ask me. And I am closing out. Take care, y'all. Ride safe.